Good morning, Year 5 Green Group, and welcome to your Friday maths lesson. Today we're going to build on our learning from yesterday where we were looking at how to find perimeter. Today we're going to learn how to measure perimeter. Pause the video while you write down today's date, learning objective underlined with a ruler, and your flashback 4 into your maths book, please. Number 1 on flashback 4. Compare using these symbols, 456 centimetres compared to 4 metres. How long is the £5 note in centimetres and millimetres? Draw a line that's 8 centimetres long. Remember to start from the 0, not from the end of the ruler. And divide 56 by 8. Don't forget to have a go at your time. Pause the video while you do this. Let's see how you did. So this is larger because that's 4 metres and 56 metres, which is more than 4 metres. The £5 note is 12 centimetres and 5 more millimetres long. A line that's 8 centimetres long starts at the 0 and ends at the 8 centimetres. So you can check if yours is correct. 56 divided by 8 is 7 because 8 times 7 is 56. And the time on the clock is gone past 10. There's 35 minutes, 36, 37. So it's 10:37. Well done if you got that correct. So today in our learning we're going to be measuring perimeter. Let's get ready with some warm-up questions. Number 1, measure the length of the rectangle. This is going to be a really useful skill today, and we need to know how to use our ruler correctly. So we can see we've lined up the end of the rectangle with the 0, and we count all the way along, and then we stop where it ends. And it ends on 11 centimetres. Well done if you got that correct. Calculate 9 add 4, add 9, add 4. Can you remember this pattern from yesterday? There were 2 different ways to tackle this. We could do 9 add 4, which makes 13. And we can see we've got another 9 add 4 here, which is another 13. So 13 add 13 is 26. Or you might have noticed we have 2 9s. So if we double that 9, it's 18. And we also have 2 4s, and double 4 is 8. Then we need to add those parts together to find the total. 18 add 8 is 26. Can you see they make the same answer, so we know it's correct? Number 3, circle the multiples of 4. Multiples means they must multiply, so they must be in the multiples of 4 in the 4 times table. 12 is in the 4 times table, 8 is in the 4 times table, and 20 is in the 4 times table. We might need to be able to do this today to work backwards from the perimeter. So you need to know your 4 times table today. Let's move our learning on. Remembering from yesterday, the perimeter is the total length around the edge of a 2D shape. Here is a 2D shape. What's it called? A rectangle. Well done. So to find the perimeter of this shape, I need to go all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way along here, and all the way along here, from one starting point all the way round and finish back at the point where I started. We call that the perimeter around the outside edge. I could measure that starting here and measure all the way round using some ribbon or some string or some wool or a bit of cotton. You could use anything that you have to hand that will bend around the corners. Let's have a look. We could start here and measure along there, hold it down with our finger at that corner and continue with the next length, hold it down at that corner and continue along there, hold it down at that corner and go back to the starting point. When I've got to there, hold it and grip it with my finger and then I can take the string or the ribbon or the cotton off. Then I can lay it against a ruler to find out the total perimeter. Here you can see I've laid it out. I've started it on my 0 and it goes all the way up to 22. So the perimeter of the rectangle all the way around is 22 centimetres. I'd like you to use this method, please, to have a go at questions 1 and 2 on your worksheet. Let's have a quick look at that together. So here are your 2 rectangles that you're going to be measuring. You could use ribbon or string, or you could use cotton or anything flexible that will measure around the outside. Remember to start at one point. Remember to put your finger on it before you continue it at each corner. And remember to hold at the end so you know exactly where it goes up to. Then you can lay it out on your ruler, which is in your pack, and find out the total length. If you can't remember how to do it, go back in the video to check. I want to know the total perimeter in centimetres for A and the total perimeter in centimetres for B. I'd like to use the same method to go all the way around number 2 and then record your answer in this box. Pause the video while you do that, please, and then come back to me when you've finished. Let's move on. Here's a rectangle. I'm measuring all the way around the outside. Now I could do that with wool or string or ribbon, but there might be a better way to do it so I know my answer is accurate. I can use my ruler. So I slide my ruler and I start it on the 0. Remember, we don't start it on the end of the ruler. So the end of the ruler is overhanging and it starts on the 0 and all the way along it's 9 centimetres. So I write that on that side. Then I need to turn my ruler around and I'm going to line up this 0 with the bottom corner like this and measure all the way up, and I can see that this side is 13. So I write it on. Then I need to rotate the ruler and measure again, 0 to 9. Now that makes sense because in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. If opposite sides are equal, what should this one measure? It should measure 13. Let's check. Slide my ruler along, remembering to start on the 0 and measure the line. Yes, it is 13 centimetres. Well done. Now, I've got 2 9s here and I've got 2 13s here. So I need to add them all up. I wonder which method that we've practiced that you're going to use to work it out. If I did it this way, I'd do 9 add the 13 is 22. And I can see I've got that 9 and 13 here again. So I know that's 22. Then I'm going to do 22 add 22, which is 44. Another way to do that is to do the 9 and the 9. Double 9 is 18. Double 13 is 26. 18 add 26 is 44. We get to the same answer. I'd like you to pause here and have a go at questions 3 and 4 on the worksheet now. And it looks like this. Measure each side of the rectangle and label it. So you're going to use your ruler just like we did a minute ago. And when you've found the answer for each side, you're going to write it in the box. Remember, opposite sides are equal to each other. And then I want you to use one of those methods to find out what the perimeter of the rectangle is. For number 4, I'd like you to do the same, but this time the sides are not equal here. So we need to measure carefully for each side, write it on, then add up the 3 sides to find the perimeter. On this shape, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So we need to measure each side, label it on, and then add up all 5 sides to find the perimeter. I'll let you get on with that. Pause the video while you do that, and then come back to me when you've done it. Let's move the learning on. Can you work out the perimeter of this square? Well, one side is 6 metres. What do you know about a square? That's right. Each side is the same length. They are equal. So that side is 6 meters, that side is 6 meters, and that side is 6 meters. To find the perimeter, I need to add up all the outside edges. So it's 6, add 6, add 6, add 6, which is 24. Can you spot a quicker way to work that out? That's right. I've got the number 6 4 times. So I could do 6 meters times by 4, which is 24. We get the same answer, so that is correct. Let's look at this question. Draw a square with a perimeter of 20 centimeters. The perimeter is being told to us. It's all the way round, it will be 20 centimeters. And I know the shape is a square. I know a square has 4 equal sides. Thanks, Tiny. You're exactly right, so all the sides are the same length. So I can do this. I can take the full perimeter and share it out between the 4 sides, which is 5 centimeters on each side. Let's have a go at drawing that. Let me show you how to do it, because you're going to do this in a minute yourself for the shape that I ask you to do. So we start on our 0 and we draw along 5 centimeters. Then we turn our ruler round, starting on our 0, and we draw 5 centimeters. Then we stop and we turn our ruler round, and even though it's upside down, I can still see where 5 centimeters is. And then we turn our ruler round and we draw up 5 centimeters. And there I have a square. 5 add 5 add 5 add 5 is 20 centimeters. And that's the perimeter. I'd like you to pause and think, if I don't have a square, what about if I had a rectangle? What different ones could I draw with a perimeter of 20 centimeters? Remember, opposite sides are equal. 2 of the sides are long and 2 of the sides are shorter. Pause the video while you have a go at doing that. Let's see how you did. How many rectangles can you draw with a perimeter of 20? Well, we can see we can have 1 centimetre and 9 centimetres. 9 add 9 is 18, add 1 is 19, add 1 is 20. 3 by 7. 3 add 3 is 6, 7 add 7 is 14, 14 add 6 is 20. 6 and 4. 6 add 6 is 12, 4 add 4 is 8, 12 add 8 is 20. And we could also have 8 by 2. 8 and 8 is 16, 2 and 2 is 4, 16 and 4 is 20. Do you notice something about the measures when we've got just one length, that's the long side, and one width? What's the relationship when we add them up compared to the 20? We could do width, which is the short side, add length, which is the long side, and that makes 10. And 10 is half of the perimeter of this rectangle, because half of 20 is 10. 3 add 7 makes 10. 6 add 4 makes 10. 8 add 2 makes 10. So they are all half of the perimeter. It's your turn, please, to have a go at the rest of the questions on the worksheet. And they look like this. On number 5, I'd like you to draw a rectangle, a triangle, 3 sides, and the perimeter must be 15. So when I add up all 3 sides, it will make 15. Number 6, Aisha is working out the perimeter of a rectangle. She measures the length of all 4 sides and labels them. How do you know her measurements are wrong? Look at what the opposite sides are. It will help you to see. Move on to number 7, and it's got yes and no answers, and then you've got to explain at the end. And here are some extra challenges for those of you that are ready. For each of these 3 challenges, I've given you some sentence starters to help you to record your answers. You might want to pause the video and use this to support you in your workings. Good luck with these today, and I can't wait to see you when we're all back in on Monday. Goodbye.